Good morning. I'm gonna get going on my laptop here real quick. Maybe. I'm gonna try something. That won't work. Never mind. Okay. So, volume down. All right. I'm leaving the dog uncontained to see what happens. I've moved my space, so I've moved over into our pottery / brewing area at our house. So I painted this wall this weekend. I was busy this weekend was kind of a crazy weekend. So I painted 2 there. I didn't get past there. And then I'll just show you real quick if anybody is interested. So I did post on YouTube, or I had a YouTube channel I had already acquired or set up, and then I decided since I've been posting these live videos to make them also available to people that don't have Facebook. So I went ahead and have been uploading videos to my YouTube channel. So far I've uploaded the 4. And so I'm gonna just quickly show you. So here is my pottery area. I don't know if I can make this thing I've got turned all the way. So this is stuff I worked on this weekend. I worked on some glazing. This is all stoneware, so it's different than what we use at the shop. And then this stuff I'm working on glazing that's not glazed yet. And then if we go over a little bit farther, there's my pottery wheel in that area, which is always just a mess. Pottery is a mess when you're doing wheel. Now I don't know if I can fix you. Hang on. Let's not give everybody a crazy stomach. Okay, perfect. Got my coffee here this morning. Did everybody have a good weekend? So I know it's Tuesday, but so my life is normally I schedule to work Saturdays, which obviously I didn't this week, but Sundays and Mondays are my days off, and then Travis, my husband, has every other Monday off for his work schedule, so that was kind of like we have a 2-day weekend together every once in a while when we can. So we're busy. We rearranged our brewing / pottery area. So my end of the room is, I just kind of showed you, is my pottery area, and then he does home brew. So we have brewing. We're gonna work on a ginger beer and stuff like that. So we kind of reorganized all of that this weekend and painted. I've got a 5-gallon bucket of this paint that I've been slowly working on areas of our house as we rearrange and clean. And then I had already said that this is the year to get my garden going. So I had this whole patch area that was just overgrown craziness that I'm working on. So after my video today, as long as the weather holds out, I assembled my raised bed, which is 14 foot by 3 foot by 21 inches deep. So I have 2 yards of dirt in the back of Travis's truck to unload today. And so that's what's happening in my life. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. So it's kind of like my Monday morning to me. So I'm kind of, and got my coffee. Here's my black dog. So my black dog from Black Dog Pottery, I got this cup because it kind of just was a memory of her. Also, speaking of black dogs, I got this banner, or this poster up here. So Mail Plus in Chehalis is awesome. They're the ones that have gotten my postcards, my little flyers that I hand out to people when they come in the shop. Also, we are working on, if you were in the shop recently before all of this happened, we were switching over to paint cards. So I had these printed through them. They're paint cards. On the back is just a list of instructions and stuff when we're back up and running in the shop. So these are going to be what we use now instead of tiles. They're a pretty thick cardstock. They're non-coated, so they're biodegradable. I have checked in with the recycling company, and they will not recycle them, but I think based on how much water we're gonna save, these are actually good. Anyways, Mail Plus, if you need any shipping, printing, anything like that, they're awesome. They're in Chehalis South on Jackson Highway. And I asked him to print me a banner backwards so it's mirrored, because if you look at this, because I do Facebook Live mirrored on with my view. So I don't know. That's backwards, right? Yeah, you guys can see this backwards. So I had to print it mirrored, so in the background it's not backwards. So anyways, that's my little random tidbit. Today we're talking about texture. But one more quick thing I want to just do a shout out. I do have the stickers. I've changed the way I have them online. So if you're interested in doing a $5 donation or a minimum of $5 donation for just keeping the live videos going, there's a link, I think, in the box. It's my first time putting it up. So there's a link in the description box. You can go donate. You'll get a free sticker for donating at least $5. And then also a 10% off coupon for using in the shop when we reopen. So yep, follow the link down below and you can do that if you want. If not, no big deal. I will show you on my Hydro Flask. They're a decent sized sticker. They're, I think, 4 inches this way by whatever they are that way. So I have one on my Hydro, and then I have one on my car that's doing awesome too. So anyways, that's just my random quick thing. The dog might have to be locked up. I don't have to leave you. So today we're talking about texture and bubble wrap. So I posted on the thing last night with the supplies needed. So it's not really supplies, but anything with texture. Look around, what do you have with texture? So I really like bubble wrap. I know that unless you have recently received a package, which you may have since we're all at home getting packages instead of going shopping, you may or may not have bubble wrap. Okay, hang on, because he's here, and I'm gonna just go close the door real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, come on. Okay, I'm back. So where was I? Oh yeah, bubble wrap. So I have a couple samples at the shop, and I completely forgot to grab them when I was there yesterday. And they do a really awesome dinosaur egg. So I'm gonna show a couple samples of that. But so another texture idea I just grabbed is just like some crinkled up tinfoil. Oops. Okay, so crinkled up tinfoil, and then also a plastic bag. So I personally have never tried tinfoil or the plastic bag, but the texture seems like it would work. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that out for you guys also. And then I'm gonna do it on some eggs. I pre-painted a couple ceramic eggs. So this one is just the light mint color, which is kind of hard to see because they dry really, really light. And then this one's the light purple color. And so I like to layer, like start out with a light color as just a base color, so you're not necessarily seeing white unless that's what you want. And then build up from there. So I'm gonna think about my process here real quick. I should have this all thought out. See, there's copper barking. Oh, no, I'll wait on that. Have another drink of coffee. So I guess I'll start out with the bubble wrap part since I know that's gonna work. I'm gonna tilt you guys down, and then I have a couple fun projects, not using the ceramic, but just putting it onto paper as more of like a kid's project if you wanted to go that route. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip you down, clean off my area. So I moved to a new a new area to do this, and you'd think I would be more organized, but really I'm not. So I did put my stuff down on these cards. At the shop before we switched, I was just using regular cardstock that I bought and printed. So you can see that this is getting kind of wavy, but it's not soaking through. So far I'm pretty excited about how these are gonna work out. So anyways, here's our egg. And I'm gonna take some bubble wrap, actually, and my little kid scissors, wherever I put those. Oh, right in my face. Okay, maybe I'm gonna hold you up real quick while I do this. Sorry, this is a mess. I gotta get back in the swing of what the heck I'm doing. Anyways, I'm just gonna cut just a little shape out of this bubble wrap real quick. So there, I just cut a little piece of bubble wrap out. And I'm going to, now I'm just gonna take a sponge, just a standard sponge, and put a color on it. So I'm gonna do the turquoise egg or the minty colored egg, so I'm gonna just kind of stay in the bluish green cool family. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 98. Let me make sure that should be fine. And actually, now that I've got figured out what I'm showing you, I'm gonna flip you back down, because today I'm a hot mess. Okay, so I just squirted some out here. And so what I'm gonna do is just sponge it onto my bubble wrap here. I know it doesn't look like much, but, and the sponge actually soaks up a lot, but, so, and then I'm just rolling my egg, however, around. So you can see that awesome texture that gives. And you can even go back if you want to and do, like, let's do some purple. And we have tons of bubble wrap all the time at the shop. So if you ever need, if you ever want to try this technique out at the shop, pretty much every piece that we get in stock comes wrapped in bubble wrap. So you can just go ahead and ask for some bubble wrap. So you can see here how I'm even just kind of combining. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's blue here. Maybe if I do this. So there's blue, the blue 98 here, and then the purple there. So I'm gonna go along on the bottom part here, and the top part's pretty dry, and just kind of fill in what didn't get covered. So, and that'll fire shiny and kind of give a fun texture of, that's why I like to call them dinosaur eggs. So this is what it looks like fired. I really wish I would have brought my dino eggs from the shop, but you get this, you know, obviously it'll just kind of get shiny. Look what it is, but obviously the colors will become more vibrant. So yeah, there's the bubble wrap portion of that. Now let's try doing some tin foil on the purple egg. Let me move this. I'm gonna do the matte side up, and actually I'm gonna do a little bit different technique on this one. So I'm actually gonna just scrunch up the tin foil and use this more as like a stamp. So I'm just gonna go ahead, since I used the light purple on this egg, I'm gonna go ahead and use the darker purple on top of that to start out with. And I only had the 2 eggs for this project, so I'm gonna do half with the tin foil, and then we're gonna try out the paper or the plastic bag for the other half. So this is maybe not the best idea. This is why sometimes it's scary to try this for the first time. I should have sponged it on. Okay, so I'm gonna, where's my purple? I'm gonna just kind of smooth it out just a little bit so it's not one big giant blob. And then kind of just give it a little bit of texture like that. So that's a fun, different texture, trying this out for the first time. And then you can go back and add more paint if you want, or a different color paint. So I'm just gonna keep kind of going, and then, so I Googled tinfoil projects and I did not find a lot of stuff. So I am literally just kind of hoping for the best here, but I think this is giving a pretty cool texture for a dino egg. or even just the fun Easter egg. I think this would be a great, I don't know, little kids would, I think, like this texture, just doing some different things and seeing how they turn out. So yeah, I'm gonna just stop there. That is using some tin foil. I think sponging it on is a better idea than just blobbing it into the thing of paint because of just having too much paint on there. I should have brought some backup tin foil, but I'm gonna uncrinkle that one as good as possible. And then the next thing I'm gonna try out, I don't know if you guys can still hear me okay because of the crinkly noises, is just the plastic bag. And I'm gonna just kind of do the same thing. But I don't know, since this isn't as rigid as the tin foil, I might be able to just stamp it in the color. So I'm gonna go back to the 98 over the light purple. And I'll put it right there. Can you guys see everything I'm doing okay? I'll move this in a little bit. So I'm gonna just dab. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna dab like this and then just kind of even it out and then stamp it on. And so we're just kind of getting some fun look. So the kind of cool thing is the plastic doesn't absorb much of the paint, so it kind of balls up. So we're getting kind of these fun, more wet. I don't know how to explain. Like it makes it look like it's got more of a liquid look to it. I'm just gonna keep going over all of this. And the thing with the dinosaur eggs, or Easter eggs if you want, since we're in that time of year, is just, I think that they look more realistic, if you will. So I'm gonna just put this on a pencil here. So with the more texture you have. So, and then once these fire and all shiny and that texture will really pop through with the vibrant colors, I think they'll look a little bit more realistic for a dinosaur egg. But I have so many kids come into the shop that want to paint dinosaur eggs. So this just adding some different ideas for giving them texture. You could even take, so here's my bubble wrap one. And I'm going to actually flip you back down and do some black over the top with the plastic bag. I think that was my favorite of the tin foil and the plastic bag over the top of the bubble wrap. And then that'll just give it a little bit more depth. Let me grab some black, is over here. And then I've got some other fun things I'm gonna do that are not pottery related. So I wanted to just jump on. I always like to give a shout out to the pottery part of the thing because, you know, that's what we do at Black Dog Pottery, but give you some different ideas. So I'm just bunching up my my plastic bag just like that so there's some good texture. I'm gonna flip you back down real quick. And I think the key to the plastic bag is kind of dabbing it in there and then spreading it out. So you kind of get it all over. And then I'm going to just take my egg and see how it's more concentrated. And then as I'm stamping around, it's just coming, it's becoming less and less because the bag is not really holding much of the paint. I'm trying to not have my fingerprints all over it, but it's kind of hard. All right. At the shop I do have little dowels that you can put your pieces on, but here is the final look of, this is a combination of textures. So we've got the bubble wrap and the purple and the blue bubble wrap, top and bottom, and then just the plastic bag around is the black. So I think that's gonna look pretty awesome when this is all said and done. So when I gather enough samples to load the kiln, I will post a picture of what some of the stuff looks like. Ugh, guys, I can't talk today. I see that Lindsay is watching and Kathy is watching. Good morning, if that's still you guys. Does anybody have any questions before I move on to the non-pottery portion of the video? I am going to have another drink of coffee real quick. And then there's Copper in the background making all kinds of noise. So if you do have access to bubble wrap, I have a couple fun things. I'm gonna go ahead and set these back over here on the shelf just to dry so they're out of my way. All right. So I grab the iPad real quick. And let's see, I was Pinteresting last night and trying to find some little samples to show. So this is one thing I saw. So this is who is this? Artbarblog.com, and they posted. I'm trying not to have a glare. I've got windows and stuff. So the bigger squares are actually, and the bigger squares and the bigger circles are actually the bigger size bubble wrap. And then, hello Bonnie. And then the smaller here is the little bubble wrap. So you can see the different texture, and this is just by taking bubble wrap and painting different colors, kind of like I did with the turquoise and the purple. So I just think that's really fun. I mean, that's really abstract art. That's really easy to do. I know, Copper is just barking in the background. So since it's Easter, this is the resourcefulmama.com. And I'm just gonna show a quick rundown on how to do this because I thought this was a really cool, fun, easy thing to do. So I'm gonna do that as an option or as a quick tutorial, and then also, flipping around. I don't have white paint, but I am gonna do it in a different color flower. This is really pretty because it's like a dandelion. I'm trying to keep the glare off there. It's like a dandelion with the little things flying out. And this is called from the Pinterested Parent. So I just Googled, like I said, I was having a hard time finding texture ideas for the foil and the plastic bag other than what I already showed you. But bubble wrap had a ton of different ideas if you have that available to you. And being plastic, you can, like if you had some that you didn't want to ruin, other than just cutting it up, you can wash the paint off of it usually, especially if you have washable tempera paint. All right, so, I have a couple more pictures to show you. Hang on. Yes, okay. First of all, here's a picture of Copper. He was laying nicely by the window and then started becoming unruly, and now is continuing to be unruly, which is why he has to stay behind door number 1. All right, so I'm gonna start out with the Easter egg one, and I'm gonna just get rid of my glaze palette thingy-mabob, and bring in a paper plate. So, and then my Easter egg stuff. I'm gonna quickly show you how I cut out an Easter egg. And then you can Google an Easter egg size if you want. So I just took a regular piece of printer paper and folded it in half and then drew an egg shape. And then cut it out. So that's what I have here. When I opened up the egg shape, it was a little bit fat around the edges. Like down through here it came out a little bit more, so I did a little bit extra trimming till I got an egg shape I liked. And then I took this piece, so if I'm going to do multiple eggs, I took this piece and laid it down on another egg, or if you're a little bit anal like I am and don't want the crease down the middle, I took this egg shape and I'm just going to use this one as a template. and traced it onto another piece of printer paper. So here is my egg shape piece of paper. And then I took my biggest piece of bubble wrap, and I'm gonna just lay it down right there, and then I'm going to flip you down, pick some colors. So, hang on, let me rearrange real quick, guys. I have a whole drawer full of colors upstairs in my shed, so I should go try to gather some more colors, but I think I have enough to make this work. Guys, this copper's super annoying. He's like way over there behind a door, but I'm sure there's a cat outside, which means he's being crazy. All right, Travis told me I needed to keep my videos to half an hour, and we're getting close. So I'm gonna try to move quickly. So I'm gonna flip you back down real quick. And I just have my bubble wrap down here on the table, and I'm gonna just take some quick Easter colors. So I'm gonna do purple, orange, and blue. You guys, here's my bubble technique. It was all over this. So again, my paint is not washable, but if you have washable kids paint, it's probably the best idea. And why is this not coming out? So I'm just gonna squirt out my colors, maybe. Oh my gosh, you guys, do not try this at home. Orange is not gonna work out for us. So let's try purple. So there's some purple. These paints are really old. And then let's do some yellow instead of orange, hopefully. So yellow. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is a mess. Okay. And then blue. Hopefully blue works. And I think I just got paint squirted on my face, because why not? All right. So I am going to take each of these colors. How can I help you guys see me better? Because this is large and in charge. My attempt to not use my dining table has moved to a smaller table. So I'm just gonna take a sponge, and I'm just coloring lines. Like, you can do dots, and I'm gonna take another edge of my sponge. You can use a paintbrush to do this, but I didn't grab any large size paintbrushes, so that's kind of an issue. And I want to make sure I have enough coverage for my whole egg piece of paper. And so there is my my layout, and then I'm just going to push this down on top of it. Again, if you have washable paints and are working with kids, that's going to be a better option. I don't think watercolor paints are going to work very well with this, because I think they'll just fall down into the grooves. Okay guys, here we go. What is it gonna look like? Ready? Yay! 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 Okay, so here is our Easter egg. And then we can let that dry, and if you want to go back and add some different designs over the top, like zigzags or you know, different colors or whatever, but these are super fun. These would be a really pretty easy project. Like I said, you can take this and put another color over the top. So if you wanted to put like blue over the top of the yellow, you can have like kind of a different color, like a green. Or you could just rinse out this and do another, a whole nother color project. Or if you have excess bubble wrap, then go ahead and use a bunch of different ones. This would look great with like the bigger texture over the top or underneath, like that video or that image I showed you. So here is project number 1 with the Easter egg. All right, so I'm gonna set that over there to dry, and then fold this up real quick, and then just show you one more thing real quickly. I think I'm gonna actually use the same bubble wrap I used for the Easter egg. And from my famous toilet paper tube, I'm gonna just flip you down so you can see what's happening. And, oh my goodness, somewhere I have a hair tie. Here's one. Okay, grab my hair tie. So I'm just going to wrap this around like this. My tube. This would work for pretty much anything. You don't have to use a toilet paper tube, but you can use a paper towel tube or a marker. I don't know. A marker might not work as well just because they're not as big. And then I'm going to bring over my fancy tablet. We miss you too, Bonnie. And so I'm going to, so for the sake of time and not having a lot, I'm going to just take my my green, dark green smelling marker. I won't get crazy, but this one's sour apple. And then just draw. You can do this with paint also, but for the sake of time, I'm going to do this with marker because those are readily available to me. And then I'm going to just do some leaves. Those are crazy leaves. Oh my gosh, you guys, copper is having an issue. So there's some leaves, if you can see those. Texture, I don't know. There. Now I'm going to take my toilet paper tube of paint and take my sponge and just sponge it on like so. And maybe some more. Maybe, let's try this. Just dabbing it into there. I like to dab it into the paint and then kind of stamp it off to even it all out. So there's a flower. So I'll show you guys what I'm doing. You can add a blue if you wanted. So I just kind of doing that. So I just added blue and purple together. Obviously you can do more of a flower shape. Like I said, I'm trying to kind of hurry for the sake of the video. I saw some really pretty ones done like this the other day that were like a lavender. So this is just kind of a fun idea to, can you see those? Do some fun things. You can also elaborate, take a dotting tool. In this case, I'm just going to use something here. What do I have? Guys, I should have so many dotting tools. I'm gonna just use the tip of this and take some yellow. I just added a bit of the yellow paint just to kind of add some center, yellow center colors. So there, that is a quick flower. Just kind of showing you can use this for different ways. You can just use any kind of design. It doesn't have to be flowers. It could be just a background color or anything like that. I feel like this video was a little bit all over the place, but you can see the bubble wrap technique. It's really probably more kid friendly or kid geared, but it does give some really awesome texture. I keep saying I meant to grab things at the shop. That's the difficulty of having half my stuff here and half my stuff there. But we did, my friend Sina and I last year, one of our, when we did our lemon display at the shop, we used the yellow paint onto bubble wrap to give it kind of like that lemon texture, like a skin. It almost looked like the skin of a lemon or like a citrus fruit, or we even used it on the inside, so like the pulpy part. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing tomorrow yet, but if you have suggestions, let me know. like I said, I'm going to post this one also up on YouTube. And then another question I have is, if you guys are interested, I'm hoping to get into doing some more of my pottery with clay and throwing on my wheel while I'm kind of at home. So is anybody interested in seeing any of those videos? I can do them live, but I might just do them and then post them up onto my YouTube channel, which is, it's kind of long. I'll put it in the link in the description. I also shared it on Facebook. I guess until you have 100 subscribers, you just get like a bunch of random numbers and letters and blah blah blah. And then once you have 100 subscribers, you can change it to whatever, like Black Dog Pottery, YouTube/Black Dog Pottery, but I'm not quite there yet since I just started. So if you have a YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe to me or to Black Dog Pottery. And then awesome, I'm gonna just turn away. So I've got these cool gnomes there that are all hand built out of clay. And then the creepy face right in the middle. So I hand built these out of clay, and they're a class that I'm hoping to do once we're back up and running. And then I painted this guy, and Amanda painted that guy at the shop, and then they were fired. So I'll just grab him really quick. So I'm hoping that once we're back up and going, we'll have a class on the clay. He's just hand built, so he's not like all smooth and nice like the ones that we get at the shop that are just on the shelf. But these will be 100% handmade by you or whoever comes to the class. And the process will be, they'll build the gnomes in class, and then they'll get fired. And then once they're fired, I'll just contact everybody, and then you'll come in and paint them however you want to paint them after they're finished. So there's my guy. He's got patches on his hat. And then I gave him little shoes. And then Amanda's gnome is here. So she did some dotting. He's got a little flower and this really red beard, which is awesome. So you can do all kinds of, you can see the texture in that. It's just like pretty awesome. And then she just did a really pretty like ombre rainbow hat. So yeah, I think that's what we got today. I will figure out what I'm doing tomorrow and post the little announcement on Facebook and Instagram, put that guy back. And if you guys are interested in seeing any other like raw clay throwing videos, obviously that's not something I have available at the shop yet, but hopefully someday I'll have all of that. Happy coffee. Look at this puppy dog with cute hummingbird and all the cute little birds on its back. So yeah, have a great day, guys. I will see you back tomorrow for another week of this stay-at-home situation. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Bye.